Anthony Joshua absolutely obliterated Francis Ngannou in 2 rounds. Just outright washed him, destroyed him. It's something that, ironically enough, more people than I ever expected had Francis Ngannou winning that fight with Anthony Joshua. Now again, I broke down this fight. I understood that Ngannou had a shot to beat him because of the vulnerability of AJ's chin, the threat of him getting knocked out, on top of the ability to potentially succumb to the pressure that Ngannou will bring to the ring. Would he be able to keep his composure, keep his confidence, keep his poise, and fight like the man who should be the better man in this fight, who should be the best man that Ngannou's ever faced, striking-wise? That's what this had to be. And he did it with flying colors. He fought just like we wanted AJ to fight. That's what he did. Anthony Joshua fought as if he understood and knew, I am the baddest brother that Ngannou has ever faced on the feet, and I am the man that controls this entire element of the ring. Nothing that he can do should be able to affect me, and I should be able to destroy this man. Ngannou had not faced anybody up to that caliber of combined technique and absolute destructive possibility in the history of his career, even amongst Tyson Fury. Nobody of that combination was something that Ngannou had faced before. Now, we saw what happens when he went up against it. Outright clean clock. Just got beat to kingdom come. Didn't let Ngannou's seemingly sporadic and eager pressure sway Joshua from doing what he needed to do. He was able to consistently keep Ngannou at distance, like I said in the breakdown, fight on the outside. Make it so that he would attack with his jab to the body and to the head, but not getting too close on the inside into a grapple game. Would force Ngannou to come in and make a mistake and then capitalize on it from the outside. Ngannou was eager, trying to catch him with that check hook, like he caught Tyson Fury with, was swinging wide. Yes, it was dangerous. He was trying to time it. Almost got close a couple times, but still trying to time it. Had that guard up, but it wasn't a guard that was, again, a boxer's guard, an MMA style guard. And what does that mean? There is an opening on one side of the head. Always an opening at one side. When you have your jab that far out and you're not able to bring it back like needed when you're in a boxing match. Boom. If you can't react fast enough and you can't frame properly, or you can't parry properly with that essentially javelin of a stance that Ngannou had, well, you're open to a lot of damage, especially if you don't move your head like Ngannou does not do. And what did we see happen? Round one, pop, right in the kisser, right in the face, right down the pipe. I ain't never seen him hurt. I ain't never seen him down. Nobody had ever seen Ngannou there. We were all, and rightfully so, clamoring over the iron chin of Ngannou. Then second round comes around, boom, knocked down again. And then just absolutely blows through with one of the most disrespectful and outright brazen shots I've ever seen a boxer throw. No setup. Essentially just straight up one step, dip down, and just throw with all your might. Ngannou was already out of it. So might as well get it over with. Don't play with your food. Get it done in the fight. And this is the AJ that we wanted to see. This Anthony Joshua did everything we wanted to see him do. Everything that we expected to see Tyson Fury do in the first fight. And moreover, proved that he is indeed back. Now, I don't want to overhype the situation, but there's a reason to say Anthony Joshua is indeed back. We said it in Ottawa Lean, but this was one of the biggest tests, not because of talent level, but because of consistency. What I've been saying, what I just recently referenced, what I said in the past, and Joshua with confidence and with the absolute ability to believe in himself, how far would that go? How far would that stand? How long would we see that confidence stay with him, or would we see it in any way, shape, or form falter as fights go on? And now we can say it's consistent. It's there. Everything that we want from Joshua is now instilled in him. Didn't fret away. Didn't go away from the absolute conqueror's hockey type ability and type confidence that Ngannou was bringing to the table. Did not mess around when it came to outmatching his opponent. Went for the kill immediately. Jab looked sharp in the short time that we got to see it. Jab looked sharp, capitalized on the openings, hit what needed to be hit, and didn't waste any movement, didn't waste any time, wasn't scared. That was the biggest thing. He wasn't scared of what Ngannou could do. Because regardless of what you want to say about Tyson Fury on that night, the one thing we can say is that his chin and his heart is undeniable. And to not shy away from Wilder after you've been hurt and knocked down in all three fights, let alone coming forward stronger, was something of a madman. And so for him to then back up versus Ngannou was something we've never seen before. Not even from the heaviest hitter in the division in Deontay Wilder. But that struck fear in everybody. That struck a chord with everybody. That gave everybody a reason to wait, pause, and look at Ngannou with a different light. And give AJ some serious opposition that he should, and justifiably so, should have been worried about. There was no mistaking that. And to then still go out and absolutely walk through Ngannou as if there was nothing that he needed to worry about. The fear was utterly gone. The outright notion that he could get knocked out wasn't even on his mind. It was just seek and destroy. Go home. That was his whole mentality. Go home. That's what we wanted from Joshua. Go home. Not just to go home and retire, but go home, get the job done, and go back into the mode of I'm ready for the next challenge. This was sublime. It was sublime. Again, I don't want to overreact to this because this is something that should have happened. We understand it. This is something that should have already been happening when it was Tyson Fury fighting. But for Anthony Joshua, being the most well-rounded boxer in the heavyweight division, having the second best power in the division, along with top 5 in technique and footwork and everything else imaginable, indeed, he was outclassing him to kingdom come. Would he commit to it and fight like it? And he answered that question, yes he did. And yes he can. Showed that his power was enough. Showed that his outright aura is back. He did what he needed to do, which is something that we have been waiting on Joshua to commit to consistently. Did it against Otto Wally. Was doing it earlier in his career. Getting people out that didn't belong on his level. Now, seems like he's back in that mode again. And now I want to see him back in the ring as a title contender. I don't want to overblow this and say that this win was something that, oh, he's the best heavyweight in the world. No. Forget that. No, that's ridiculous. My money, Usyk won based on what we've seen in the last couple of performances. We could put AJ back at 2. And then Fury at 3. And then with Joseph Parker winning, Joseph Parker at 4 in terms of talent. At this stage in the life cycle of the heavyweight division. But he's not number 1 because of this win. Just because he dominated an opponent that he should have dominated doesn't make him the best heavyweight in the division. No, it doesn't. But with AJ winning this fight, gives us confidence to say everything looks like it's put together for AJ. The training, the coaching, the style, all of it. It looks comfortable. It looks like the AJ that was running through everybody and looking like the prodigal son of not just British heavyweight boxing, but the man to rule an era. That's what he was. Understand? Even right now, with how his resume was before the seemingly stagnation in himself as a boxer. Before the loss to Ruiz. Even before the comeback trail, when he was indeed still looking like he was finding himself. He still has one of the best records or resumes in the world of boxing in the heavyweight division. Joseph Parker, Dillian White, Klitschko. He has one of the best heavyweight resumes of any of the elite boxers today. That is undeniable. That is outright understood if you follow the sport. You objectively cannot go against it. He's fought everybody. He's gone through all the tests and trials. And now he looks to get himself back to the top. This is phenomenal. This is great. This is wonderful for AJ. Because again, yes, this was a fight that he should have won. but handling business like he handled it, earning a knockout of the year contender against somebody of this caliber that still is respected as a warrior, and if we're being perfectly honest, was somebody that even now, with more training, could still give a bunch of heavyweights a run for their money. Just because he went up against the elite of the elite and lost in a devastating fashion, granted. But against the other best of the best in terms of Tyson Fury, what did he do? Beat him. Yes, he did beat him. He did beat him. So 1 out of 2 ain't bad. And to show you at best what he can do. This is great for Anthony Joshua. It gives us a sense of confidence to say, okay, now if he goes up against somebody like an Usyk, again, this could be the best performance that he ever puts up against somebody like him. Because now the makeup of his style could very well, at this stage, be set and poised to finally get the victory over him. Usyk's a better boxer, don't get me wrong. He beat him twice in a row. Back to back. I understand him. But now, with this seemingly rejuvenated AJ, I would love to see that fight again for a third time. That would be competitive. That would be fun. That would be a good fight to watch. I would enjoy that. I would love to see a trilogy. If Usyk wins again, hey, it just shows how great Usyk is. One of the best heavyweights of this era. One of the best boxers of this era. Undisputed at cruiserweight and now coming up to heavyweight. Potentially to be undisputed again. It could be utterly phenomenal. Spectacular to watch. But this is what we wanted to see from AJ. Domination of getting the job done, handling business against somebody that is not on your level. And boom. He passed the test with flying colors.